What's going on, good people? Welcome to Medicine for the Soul Tarot. It's the Medicine Woman. I hope you all had good and productive days and enjoying the weekend or whatever day that you are watching this reading. Before we get started, I'd like to invite you to take a look in the description box for the disclaimers. Keep in mind, I would like for you to please watch this channel responsibly. Every reading is not going to resonate with you, and every reading is not for you. It is a collective reading, so it could be anybody and in the world at any time and any place. Someone's going to have some success. Also, keep in mind that only you are responsible for the decisions that you make in your life. If you want to use tarot as a guide, that is fine. But something tells me that you intuitively already know the things that I'm going to say before I even say them. You're just here for a little confirmation. Either way, I thank you for being here, no matter what your purpose may be. All right. Someone's going to have some success in their life. That's good stuff. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. I'm hearing, I just want to love and be loved in return. Also, some of the topics may be triggering for some people. I'll try to be as sensitive as I can be as I deliver the messages. I understand that everybody is built differently. If I'm not the reader for you, I totally understand that. No hurt, no harm. I hope you find the reader that suits you best. All right. 5 of Swords in reverse. We have the Death card. Conflict is coming to an end for somebody. Yep. Take a look at that. I hope you can see with the rainbow holographic tint or glare there. But anyway, somebody is going to have a successful situation. There isn't going to be any conflict here. And it could be conflict resolution that could be going on for someone. That's always a good thing. I'm hearing that song by Tina Turner. I don't really want to fight. I don't want to fight no more. Too much talking, baby. Yeah, she says, I don't care who's wrong or right. I don't really want to hurt no more. It's time for letting go. King of Pentacles in reverse. A King of Pentacles in reverse is somebody that is really money driven. This is somebody who works late at night. They might put finances before family, working late, working hard. They don't mean any harm. They're just about making sure that their family is supported well. I'm hearing that somebody is focusing on retirement, possibly real estate. This person feels like working as hard as they do is a means to an end. And now it's finally ending. They realize that time is passing by. They don't want to be so money focused anymore. The conflict that is causing in their personal life, be it family life, as far as, like parents, siblings. Not everybody's married with kids. They're friends. I'm picking up that this is a young energy. This is a young energy who is focusing on trying to make it. And there's nothing wrong with that. You're going to have success here, King of Pentacles. You're going to have some success. You're revamping things. Yeah. You're getting some wise counsel from an emperor. It could be an older relative. It could be a mentor on your job or at the office, whatever it is that you do for a living. Yeah. We got a Queen of Swords here in reverse. Who is this meanie? This is a real ball-busting woman here. So this could be actually a couple, an older couple that could be mentoring you. King of Pentacles in reverse. Or these could be your parents. Like I said, I'm picking up a young energy. But you're getting mentorship from someone. And it's something how I said that this isn't necessarily love related. This is just overall family and friends, like siblings and parents and stuff. Yeah, Five of Cups. Have you been neglecting home front? You haven't been able to be around, and it's probably depressing you, huh? You miss your family, don't you? You know, these are decisions that you're making. These aren't necessarily decisions that I'm saying that you should make. But it sounds to me, or it seems to me, uh, in this reading here, that you went for the goal and you realized that it wasn't worth your soul, selling your soul. That's how you were feeling. We have the Fool in reverse on the bottom here. The adventure that you went on wasn't what you thought it was going to be. What's the adventure that you went on that you're coming back from, that you're going to, that this is a successful move for you? This is the right move that you're making, according to these cards here. Well, we gotta get it right back from where we started from. Love is good, love can be found. We gotta get it right back to where we started from. You're going back to your roots. I'm hearing, did you leave home and go out on an adventure? Now I'm hearing Donkey and Shrek from Shrek. We're going on a big city whirlwind adventure. That's what Donkey says. You could be from a rural state. You could be from the country, like southeastern United States, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee even. Yeah, you went out there and you saw all that glitter wasn't gold. Again, you were like, I'm not selling my soul. Look at this black cloak here. Did somebody want you to join like a secret society or something like that, or take some kind of oaths and pledges to some things that you weren't really about? Now I'm hearing that, see you at the crossroads, Bone Thugs and Harmony. You won't be long, see you at the crossroads. Yeah, you had to make a choice. You was like, heck no, you had to be flexible in your thinking. And I'm also seeing that whatever moves you were make, you had to kind of fake them out. At some point you had to have this group of people thinking that you were going along with everything, that go along to get along. But really, they thought you were rigid in your thinking. They thought that you were committed, but you were totally flexible. And you was like, no, this ain't it. This ain't it. Yep. It was like, you threw everything in the air. I was like, oh shit, I got to get out of here. That's another thing. I'll say a bad word or two or three or four. So, if that's not your cup of tea, this is the time that you might want to check on up out of here. All right, we got the regeneration here. This is also a card that reminds me of the Scorpio card, which is the death card here. Okay, so your choice was a matter of life and okay. It was a choice, and this we got 46 here. 4 plus 6 is 10. 10 is completion. Whatever you weren't about to sell your soul. You were like, nope, let me carry my ass back home where I can breathe. You were panicking. I'm hearing you were like you had to run for your freaking life out of breath. You had to get back to your roots so that you could breathe. That Tony Braxton, breathe again. Breathe again. Breathe again. Yeah, you were between two worlds. You were between a world that you knew nothing about. You may have heard about these things, but once you went wherever you went and you experienced this shit, you was like, nobody. Nope, no can do. I can't go for that. No can do. I can't go for that. Can't go for that. That's that Daryl Hall and John Oates. This could be somebody in the music industry. Look, I'm not one of those conspiracy theorist type of people, but I do know a thing or two. Because I know some people that have been connected to the music industry. And just as if you got shit going on in all sects of life, you know what I'm saying? As in SECTS. You know, you got crap going on in healthcare. You got stuff going on in education. It happens wherever there are people, wherever there are spirits in meat suits, because that's what we are, spirits in meat suits. Wherever there are spirits in meat suits, you're going to have some fuckery. Chaos and conflict. You weren't about that. And what's up? You say this, but nothing but a bunch of chaos magic. Chaos and conflict, and that's not what you signed up for. Hats off to you, whoever you are. Bravo, you will be successful in all of your endeavors for choosing the right path, because this obviously was not the road for you to go down at all. You had to come back home. Some young somebody, you had to come back home to your folks. I'm hearing where the air is clean. Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? Yeah, you had to get back to where the air is clean. I guess that's what they used to say. At least that's what I used to say as a kid growing up in the 80s and the 70s. I never looked up the lyrics, but the air is clear, the air is clean, the air is free. Either way, you had to get back. But how did you get out there in that situation to begin with? Again, you have the emperor there, which could be your father or a mentor or a male figure that was possibly out there. And then you had that Queen of Wands in reverse. And I was like, well, my goodness, this Queen of Wands, who is this ball busting bitch? Whenever you got out there, is that your agent or something? Was that like some type of music mogul, record executive, somebody or something? I mean, only you know. You don't have to tell me in the comments. I mean, who am I? I'm nobody but the medicine woman. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, though, like, whoever these people that were taking you under their wing, it wasn't for you. Anybody ever seen that movie Boogie Nights? Yeah. How that older dude, I think it was Burt Reynolds, took Mark Wahlberg. Was it Mark Wahlberg or Donnie Wahlberg? One of them Wahlbergs. One of them boys. Those men. Them Wahlberg brothers was in that movie. Shouldn't call them boys. They're not boys. They're grown ass men. Anyway, we got jail, fraud, FBI, prison, watched. Yeah, they probably wanted you to do some illegal stuff, and you was like, wait a minute, I don't steal. I'm alive. You know, I don't do illegal activities. I just came to sing, dance, act, whatever it is that you do. I just came to work. Even if it's just a regular, you know what I'm saying, job, 9 to 5. You're like, look, I didn't come here for all of that. I just came for a check, and that's that. Not even friends. But you made the right decision, whoever you are. Something about a car. Where you promised a car, a company car. Did they buy you a car? And if they gave you this car, check and see whose name it's in. Just because you're driving it, that don't mean it belongs to you. Okay? I'm hearing little red Corvette. Psh, 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 Prince. So did somebody get a sports car or Corvette? Confusion spells. Remember that whole chaos and conflict card that had came out? Yeah, this was a bunch of freaking confusion, whoever these people are. And it don't necessarily have to be any worshiping anything nefarious or anything like that. It just could be that this person keeps up a lot of chaos, and in turn, it's like confusion spells. You know, chaos, conflict, manipulation, all of that stuff is just spell work. Heck, just talking and writing is spelling. Cheating. Did they try to cheat you out of some money? Did they try to cheat you out of the role? Did somebody take your work and try to pass it off as theirs? You know, like people be doing YouTube videos. They be stealing people's content and be posting it on their channels like it belonged to them. And the funny part about it is they end up generating more traffic to the person, the original creator, because eventually it gets out there that they the fraud. So in turn, they're doing the original content creator a favor. Leo, good news, exposure, vacation, arrival coming to the light. Yeah, when you went out there, you could be a Leo, or you was dealing with a Leo. Leos, a lot of Leos are actors, singers. Whitney Houston was a Leo. You know, she's Auntie Whitney. That was my girl. I mean, I didn't know her personally, but I just really loved the music. And just seemed like I just, sorry for the noise. Yeah, her music was just a positive message back in the day, as a kid growing up. But nevertheless, exposure coming to the light. When you went out there, you thought it was going to be a vacation. But something tells me shortly after you arrived out there, you were like, oh no, we are not in Kansas anymore, Toto. I don't know what happened out there, wherever you went, or up there, down there, over there. I don't know. But he was like, let me get my tail back home. Yeah, somebody was probably plotting on you. They were plotting on you, and not necessarily plotting on your life either, but plotting on beating you and cheating you out of your money. And you saw, you was like, nah, man, this contract here, this old bullshit contract, I'm worth more than this. How you going to insult me and insult my intelligence like that? That's what I'm getting. Somebody really, yeah. They thought they had you over a barrel too, but you was like, no, I'll take my happy ass back home in a minute. I got a family that love me. I got a place to go. You don't have me over a barrel. Boy, home. See, you can go home. You had family support at home. Even if your mom is the Queen of Swords in reverse, she's just the type of mama that probably just run a damn house. My grandmother was like that, running with a little iron fist. She was a little small woman. And oh goodness, she was a force to be reckoned with. So, that might fit the description of somebody that raising you. Could be an auntie, it doesn't necessarily have to be a parent. But yeah, you said you can always go home. I want to go home. Darling, I'm done. I want to go home. Michael Bublé, another airplane. It's come and gone away. Something other. I want to go home. Let me go home. That's a nice song. Michael Bublé. I don't know who sung it first. I think it is a remake. But I know that whenever I heard him sing it, I really liked it. Yep. You got homesick out there too. You could be a tall man or a tall woman. Was this Emperor tall? Was this Queen of Swords in reverse tall? Whoever that was. Immoral. Yeah, they wanted you to do some things that went against your morals. You were saying to yourself, I was raised better than that. You might come from a religious background. I'm hearing that movie, Devil's Advocate. Behold, I send you out as amongst sheep amongst the wolves, or something like that, she said to Keanu Reeves when he was going to New York from his little small country town, Gainesville, in Florida, when he was going to New York City. Behold, I send you as sheep amongst the wolves, something to that. And that's what happened with you. You were like, nope, it ain't worth it. Is it worth it? Let me work it. I put my thing down, flip it, and reverse it. So did somebody ask you to sleep with them? For a part, for a role, for a job? Young man, young woman, young lady, young man. And you was like, no, I'm not selling my soul or my whole. Or any of them. Shoot. Yeah. They said, we'll work with you. We'll partner with you, the three of us, that Queen of Swords in reverse and that Emperor. They was like, yeah, all three of us, we can work together. We can make you a star. You got what it takes. And you were like, hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Oh, yeah, that Emperor came up and was like, you want to be like me? Yeah, you're going to be king of coins just like me. This is Willy Wonka, one of my favorite movies as a kid growing up, The Chocolate Factory. If anybody know, and I ain't talking about that Johnny Depp version. I mean, that was good in its own right. I've never seen the entire thing, but from what I've heard about it, the little parts that I've seen, I love me some Johnny Depp too. But nevertheless, I mean, I don't know the man personally. I'm talking about his body of work. Okay, I don't know none of these stars personally. I'm strictly talking about their work. All right, with this Wonka here. That movie, as fun as it was a little dark and it was a little sinister. Wonka was a trickster at the end of the day. When he is coming out of his factory to greet the children and to greet the people that had won the golden tickets to go inside to get the behind the scenes tour, he came out limping on a cane like he couldn't walk. And then all of a sudden he takes a tumble and a dive and he rolls, does a little tuck and roll, and he pops up like, ta-da! He tricked them. He came tricking them out the gate. Yeah, somebody was a Wonka wherever you went for your opportunity, for your successful opportunity. But you have found that you don't need whoever this is. Look, he got his hands behind his back. He probably got his finger crossed. You know how in the movies when people are making promises and somebody got their finger crossed so it don't count? That's this guy. That's who that emperor was to you. He had his hands behind his back. Throw the rock and hide the hand kind of person. Then we have an empress here. An empress is like a mother figure, more of like an upright type of person. This really, that movie Boogie Nights is really coming to me, because even in the movie on Boogie Nights, there was a motherly figure there played by Julianne Moore that was there for Wahlberg, because she had a son or some sons that she couldn't, be a part of their life because she was a part of the industry. Oh, by the way, Boogie Nights is a movie that is based upon the adult entertainment industry. So just to give you a warning on what that's about. So if you don't want to know anything about that or see any kind of films about it, don't watch Boogie Nights. Okay. So yeah, she was in the adult entertainment industry, and so therefore she couldn't be around her kids, her ex-husband, or whoever their father wouldn't let her. So that, you know, she was just always missing them. And so when young Wahlberg came into the picture, she took him under her wing. Interesting. So you could have a scenario going on like that wherever you went. Yeah, 7 of coins. These are people that you work with. I don't know what type of industry you in. Like I said, you could have been a regular corporate job. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the adult entertainment. It doesn't necessarily have to be in any kind of entertainment, music or otherwise. But this is a work situation. Yep. 2 of Wands. You had to make a decision. And it was a fiery, hot decision, like your life depended on it. It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. Yeah, that was a hot situation you had to get up out of. Ooh, my goodness. Well, whoever you are, I think you dodged a couple of grenades and cannonballs and everything else. And I think that is wonderful and marvelous that you made the right choice. Hats off to you. I'm hearing you level up another level. Each good choice that we make propels us further and further and higher and helps us go higher and higher. All right, then. Good luck to you. Keep making those wise choices. You'll thank yourself later.